Welcome everyone to today's 2020 magazine's Pro Perspective, I Heart Rigo Rem. Today, we'll be speaking with Alessandro Barante, the president of Rigo Rem, as he shares the Rigo Rem vision. And we'll hear from the owner of Wide-Eyed Optometry, Dr. Mary Demerjian, with 3 locations in Encino, San Clarita, and Palmdale, California. Dr. Demerjian will be giving us the ECP perspective on brand selection for their optical retail and why they love Rigo Rem. Rigo Rem is a Los Angeles-based subsidiary of Italian eyewear manufacturer Rigo Vision, a world leader in design, production, and distribution of eyewear. Alessandro, let me start with you. I've witnessed your passion and your efforts to support and give back to the optical community. You travel the country speaking at optical businesses, seminars, providing free continuing education, which you present at optical events, state associations, and of course with us here at 2020 Magazine. You provide free continuing education courses, which are very informative. What I would love is if you would please share your thoughts on how continuing education has been a bridge connecting you with the optical community and your customers.
Thank you, Deborah, for having me in this segment. And you use the word passion and I think it's all about that, right? You know, it's as we work, as we develop a professional career. My philosophy is to give back in many different ways, you know, one of which is through education, which is to help others to advance, to strive, and to accomplish their objective, right? And in terms of education, you know, everything that I learned in my career, I learned from others. You know, I learned from a professional, from visiting professional, from asking a lot of questions. And I felt a professional responsibility to bring all of this knowledge back to our customers, to the industry. And as a matter of fact, you know, we do not only address our customers. You know, our education is reaching out to the industry with the intent of delivering value. And I believe that in business, if you deliver value, eventually you're going to build a business relationship as a result of that, especially if you do it in a genuine way. And with our continuing education, is never a commercial about the Rigo or the Rigo Rem. Is always extremely informative about how can we help in different segments of the practice and management of an optometric practice or an optical environment. So, you know, that's really my mission, and I poison with this mission all of my staff. Everybody is very much aligned and is very enthusiastic about this. And today we reach an audience in many different ways. You know, with you guys, I believe we impact well over 20,000 participants a year with your courses, and then all of the live seminars that myself and I actually have 5 ABO certified speakers in my organization, and all 5 of them, including me, are involved in every time we're asked, you know, if we're available to speak to events, association, small group, large group, in-store training. The answer is always yes.
Thank you, Alessandro. Now let me introduce Dr. Mary Demerjian, owner of Wide-Eyed Optometry. Thank you, Dr. Demerjian, for joining us today. To start, will you please tell us about your practice and how long you've been in optical, and tell us a bit about your retail philosophy and how you select the brands that you include in your inventory.
Hi, thank you, Deborah. It's an honor to be part of this piece. I've been practicing optometry or as an optometrist since 2009, and I've been in the field since the year 2002. One of the reasons why I love being an optometrist is that you can incorporate fashion and design into the medical profession, into the medical field. I've always loved fashion, and optometry gives me that creative outlet. My retail philosophy is kind of all-encompassing. I like to provide different frame options to my customers based on design, brand name, quality, and value. I especially love bold colors, shapes, and patterns. I like to work with companies that kind of encompass all of these qualities. This is why I especially love working with Dorigo. They have many exciting brands that my customers gravitate towards when they're looking for style and quality, such as brands like John Varvatos. My customers love the rock and roll influence that's reflected in the frames, especially since John Varvatos is a musician and a designer. I also like the brand they carry, which is Diff, which is a charitable brand, and they have donated approximately about 1.4 million pairs of reading glasses, I believe, to the needy at this point. So pretty impressive. Also, Yalea is another one that I like. It's an all-female brand that promotes female empowerment, and they work with the charity Women for Women International, and they help to improve the conditions of women in various countries that are suffering, like Nigeria. Two of my personal favorites are Chopard and Philip Klein, which cater to all of my luxury-loving patients. Chopard is a collection of jewelry-inspired pieces, while Philip Klein provides the perfect bond between craftsmanship and bold and rich designs as well.
So those are the things that resonate with you and your client base.
Yes, absolutely.
Now I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you for your professional perspective. What do you love about Rigo Rem and their frame brands?
The Rigo Rem really supports the independent optometrists. They support us with in-store staff trainings for different brands, and they've also helped me with doing trunk shows in the office where we highlight different frame brands, especially when we bring on a new brand to our practices. So optical retail, it's a very fashion and style-based business industry, and Alessandro has provided courses on merchandising, inventory, and also marketing, which have helped us improve the way we run our optical and eyewear dispensaries.
Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us and taking the time to give us the ECP perspective. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
That was a wonderful glimpse into the optical retailer's perspective. Now I want to switch topics to the consumer's increasing use of their purchasing power to support brands that are doing good. Alessandro, will you please tell us about the special things that Rigo Rem and your family of brands are doing in the giving back space?
Well, giving back is a huge responsibility, right? And shame of me as a president and CEO of one of the largest company in the world if my focus will not be giving back to the community. Let me tell you, Deborah, over 2.2 billion people in the world are visually impaired. And do you know that half of these conditions are preventable and treatable? Also, I want to share with you that half of the population in the world has a hard time accessing eye care for their eye care need. And over $343 billion are lost every year in terms of production due to visual impair type of issue. So you can understand the gravity of the situation, and also you can understand the opportunity that we have in help people see better, right? So our industry, it's a beautiful industry because it's a combination of a medical environment and also a retail environment. So we have the opportunity not only to help people see better, but also look better at the same time. We identify two vehicles to really be able to help to give back, and we're really focused on those two vehicles. One of which is Diff Eyewear, and we use an international organization which is called Sight Savers, and every quarter we make a financial contribution to Sight Savers, and this organization, they reach out with global mission to help people in need. And it's so much more than just giving eyewear. It's so much more than just giving readers. It's actually providing medical service for very basic procedure, like, for example, like cataract surgery, which is very accessible in our own country, but it is not when you go into third world countries. And this treatment are actually not expensive at all if you're part of an organization that actually have have a business plan and an action plan in place to be able to do so. So when I look at DIF for the first time, I saw an opportunity not only to commercialize an amazing brand, but actually to commercialize an amazing brand that has a purpose. With that, the owner of the Rigo, one of the owner of the Rigo, Barbara, came up with an incredible idea a few years ago to create our own brand, which is called Yalea, with the purpose of not only of giving back, but with the purpose of empowering women to really be able to strive, to pursue and strive in a professional career. And with that, we identified opportunity in third world country, like, for example, a part of India, even hard places to access, like, for example, Afghanistan, where women are not even allowed to get an education. As a matter of fact, if they're caught getting educated, they actually end up getting in jail and getting tortured and getting punished, and also in Nigeria. So we identify different parts of the world where we can make an impact. And this is about the context of this is not only about helping, but it's about teaching. These are sustainable mission. And the intent of the mission is to teach a skill set that can actually position a woman in a professional career. So it's a beautiful purpose. So now you have a beautiful product that all of a sudden, as a consumer, you're buying this beautiful product because, number one, you need it, help you to see better and help you to look better. But most important, when you make that purchase, you make the purchase knowing that you're actually helping somebody else, right? And so it becomes like the trifecta type of concept, and I love that. It's a great feeling at the end of the day to think that in our life we have the opportunity to touch somebody and make an impact in somebody in a positive way. And thanks to the Rigo, today I can do that. In our little, we can do the best that we can to resolve this big problem that I painted before about the gravity of the issue of that not be able to have a perfect vision can create, right?
Alessandro, I just want to thank you so much for joining us today and sharing all of these incredible stories and informing us on how Rigo Rem is active in the giving back space.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you and your organization to give me the opportunity to speak today. At the end of the day, what it's all about, it's about building meaningful relationship with our clients, then eventually become friends.
I could not agree more. It is a combination of relationships, and as we've learned, it's also about social responsibility and giving back. I think more and more this has become a focal point in our industry, and rightfully so. So I will always make a point to give a call out to anyone that is practicing social responsibility and giving back. So thank you, Rigo Rem.